guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So we're gonna do a video kind of looking at this guy Polarity right here. He's certainly not like an infamous Dokkan user, but just kind of glancing at some of the things I've seen from him, I would say he is certainly on par with some of the infamous people we've talked about here before. So I ended up doing a lot of these hot take videos, blah, 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 blah. It's like these. So, like, I did these, like, a year ago, and we kind of, like, talked about, like, you know, these guys, Alan and Vector, these comedians, right? Some of the more, I don't know, crazy things that they say or whatever related to Dokkan. Now, I've seen this guy pop up a couple of times because Alan retweets him, and I've kind of, like, you know, just looked into some of the stuff he says. Like, you know, if you're a smaller YouTuber that's put up Dokkan videos, I mean, there's a good chance I've glanced at your stuff. I like to keep an eye on what's going on with everyone and stuff like that, see what people are saying, right? And I don't agree with pretty much anything this guy says almost ever. Seems very far removed from what I think in a lot of different things. Talking about it a bit with Alan, and then I was like, well, you know what, why don't I just reply to the guy? And I told him, like, make a thread, I'll cover it. And he said, okay, cool. And so here we go. So let's jump in. I did not look at any of these ahead of time, but I assume at least some of these things will pop up that I've seen before. I saw that he said, I mean, this was probably maybe the craziest thing I saw him say, is that it was potentially disingenuous that I ran LR Ultimate Gohan, Beast Gohan, on Earthbred Fighters for this video. Where is it? The long one. Right here. To me, that is like the craziest shit in the world. Because, like, the superhero team, Gohan struggles for ki on that team. It's definitely an issue. I mean, Orange Piccolo could help a little bit. But, you know, you go over with Bulma and potentially Gohan and Piccolo, maybe Yajirobe, you know, Path to Power Kid Goku, stuff like that over here on this team for Earthbred Fighters. And all of a sudden, it's actually going to be quite a bit easier for Gohan. I just want to get a screenshot of the team. Yeah, something like this, right? Like, we have a bunch of characters who just completely can make the job easier for Ultimate Gohan, which is the point. So, that's just, you know, we kind of set the stage. Let's go ahead and jump in. Fights, I think, count. Fusion, Zamasu, Red Zone. I agree. Goku, Black, Red Zone. Zamasu, Red Zone. Omega Shenron is 6th. I can't, like, no. Broly Red Zone has a little value since it does cancel dodge, but Broly just hits like a feather at this point. That's the problem. I mean, some people would be surprised to learn that I'm very in favor of some fights having dodge, or dodge canceling, excuse me. I do think that, like, you know, a bunch of fights at the top, you know, to kind of like gauge some character strength on and stuff like that is good. But this Omega Shenron at 6, I mean, that's just horseshit. Yeah, Goku Black and Zamasu hit hard, but it's pretty like straightforward. You know, they're kind of just like how do I explain it? Like, there's no super crazy mechanics with Goku Black and Zamasu. They just hit hard. That's it. Like, the Zamasu stage could double super, but like that's it. Like, there's not AoEs, there's not crazy shenanigans. So I would have Omega as number 2. Easily, by the way. Because that AoE phase, and people disrespect the STR Omega phase. I don't know why. I never see people say, like, oh, STR Omega's an issue, blah, 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 blah. And characters that I know this guy, Polarity, loves, like LR Ultimate Gohan and Sword of Hope Trunks, get demolished by STR Omega. So I'm not really too sure, like, well, I know why, because look at his profile picture. Orange Piccolo. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that. I mean, I disagree with Omega at 6. I mean, do I think that this as a whole is wrong? No, but Omega is just downplayed to hell right here. Like a little bit of performance in all these fights and stuff like that do matter, with Fusion Zamasu being number 1. I agree. Fusion Zamasu is not the only fight that counts. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, yeah, we just covered this. Yeah, sure, yep. Perfect. Okay, cool. Now we can start to get into the fun stuff. Limit Breaker Vegito is not a top 5 TUR. Now I'm gonna just tell you guys flat out, this is just wrong. Like, I know, I mean, you know, there's a whole, like, you know, no one's opinion could be wrong and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm not like that. Like, nah, this is just wrong. Let's see what he says. Think people overrate him a lot in the current content. No, I disagree. Unit itself is amazingly designed, but I think his team is a big part of ranking him. Okay, but this is where we start to get into the thing. I don't think that characters like Dark Mask Saiyan, Super Saiyan 3 Rose, Easy Physical Vegito, like, these characters are not, like, losers. Hirudegarn, I would argue, is in a worse spot than Limit Breaker Vegito is. And, I mean, I don't see people going like, oh my god, Hirudegarn can't be run, because it's not true. Same thing with Limit Breaker Vegito. His team is bad. That's just not correct to say it's bad. Is it as good as, like, top-tier Earthbred fighters? No. Or, like, Power Wishes? Probably not. The weakness for the Heroes team is just about the amount of HP you have, typically. His performance type disadvantage is also extremely underwhelming. Okay, well, I mean, no offense, but I think this is ridiculous. I mean, outside of guard characters specifically, like, characters with damage reduction, big damage reduction, could take a ton of damage type disadvantage, right? Like, that's not, this is not, I definitely strongly disagree with this. Fights like Zamasu Red Zone and Tech Fusion Zamasu can really mess him up. I mean, yeah, yes, he could take a lot of damage from the Zamasu Red Zone stage, the Goku Black and Zamasu fight at the end. Or he could just kill them very fast, which, I mean, in my experience, does happen a lot. And I would say defense is better than offense in the game. It always has. It always will be. It ages better. It is better. It's stronger. Just bam, 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 bam. I've been saying this for years. It's true. We'll keep saying it into infinity, right? Forever. But there becomes characters who will pop up here and there who it's like they can kind of extend beyond that with their damage. We've seen a couple of these lately. I think Hirudegarn could be that. I think the LR Goku Vegeta and Trunks can be that. Limit Breaker Vegito certainly could be that. Piccolo Jr. is a character that could do that, right? It's like, just saying, like, they can mess him up, they can. But Orange Piccolo could get messed up by the Omega fight, which this guy has at 6. Like, so, I mean, does that matter? Do all of a sudden do we think that Orange Piccolo is like, way down just because the int phase of Omega can trash him? Like, no, I don't agree. This is, no, there's no way. Not only do I think Vegito, of course he's top 5. I mean, that's just, bro, I can't agree. I would put Vegito at 1. I mean, I literally just earlier dropped my tier list right here. Limit Breaker Vegito is 1. I think that his weakness is the same weakness as Hirudegarn, right? Which is like kind of like a potentially a weaker team. I don't think Heroes is as weak as other people say, but I mean, certainly is Vegito's team as good as this guy's team, or the team this guy's gonna be on, or the team he's gonna be on? Like, probably not. No. Chain battle removal is good. Amazing they removed a mode that many found to be a chore as long as it makes skillers fail from different methods. I think it's a W change. I mean, I fall more so on the side of I don't know that I like them removing it. Like, it's like, I say I don't like them removing it, but I'm also not like super mad. I'm in a very strong wait and see approach. I do think that this is not a Dokkan community issue. A lot of times people will think that something is like, oh, a Dokkan community issue, when you'll see the same thing in like every single community. Like every community, sports, League of Legends, Yu-Gi-Oh, probably anything, right? Like, it's like people will jump to reactions to react way too fast, right? Like, let's see. So chain battle's gonna be removed. Like, we could say like that sucks or that's good, but we need to see how they follow up with it again, because the rewards for chain battle are incredible. How are these gonna be given out, right? What is gonna replace chain battle? These things all matter. I side on not liking it removed, but I would say it's too early to say for sure. If I could put this in here too, I believe that they mostly take feedback from the Japanese community. Make sure you guys keep this in mind. I know it's unfortunate, right? But it is the truth. The Japanese player base seems to really like World Tournament, and they didn't like Chain Battle, right? It's like, so people say, well, why wouldn't they get rid of World Tournament? Because the Japanese players like it, man. Unfortunately, that's how it is. I'm right there with you. I hate World Tournament. All right? Like, I'll give me Chain Battle 50 times out of 50 in a row before World Tournament, right? Oh, of course. Yeah, see, this is where we start to get into, like, no, I think this is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Like this is buffoonery. This is like, not to be disrespectful to Polarity, of course. That's not, you guys got to say it, but like, this is the type of stuff that like I would see like Vector say last year, and I go like, rah. Like these guys, like they can't actually believe what they're saying, or like they don't have a lot of experience using the character, or something, or I don't know, the private server they're using is bugged or messed up, or it's not actually the real game, something. Because I just don't even see how you could come to the conclusion after using Piccolo Jr. in a lot of these fights, how you could come to the conclusion that he's overrated, especially considering one of the reasons he's so good is the same reason Orange Piccolo is so good. Been overrated since his release, constantly been called the #1 Dokkan VCR by many. Never been good in Omega. Kills attack phase too quickly to stop seasons from building up. Sure, but there's also multiple ways to go through the fight, right? Like, it's multiple ways to go through that fight. And we're also, again, like, taking a lot of different fights into account, right? Like, it's not just Omega. Like, a character could be bad against Omega, but good in the rest of the fights, and it's like, okay, they're good. Or bad against Fusion Zamasu, good against the rest of the fights. Okay, they're good, right? Like, I'm not one where it's like, oh, you guys, not like 5th anniversary Blue Fusions. I was on their bandwagon all year. Like, I don't really like them as much against the Sin fight, which was the hardest fight at the time. But, like, they're so good everywhere else, right? Like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, you could be bad or not that effective in one fight. And by the way, Piccolo Jr. can completely dominate Omega, by the way. Like, we're just going to pretend that he can't do the giant form and all the shenanigans when saying this. He can get you killed in STR Goku Black Fusions Monsters. But this is, like, literally every character can get you killed in all these difficult fights. Like, that's not, like, saying he can get you killed. We could flip this argument for any singular character that exists, basically. He's referring to the Sword of Hope, Divine, I always get the name. What is the damn name of the event? I'm bad with the name. I can never remember. I always call it the Gods and Mortals event. What is it called? It's, oh, there it was right there. Divine Wrath and Mortal Will? Yeah, Divine Wrath and Mortal Will. That's what the event is called. Okay, okay. So if he takes a super without supering at least 2 times, okay, but I can't, dude, most characters, like, this guy loves Ultimate Gohan. I've seen him say Ultimate Gohan is a top 5 LR. What the F happens to Ultimate Gohan when he takes one of these supers, man? It's like, against STR Goku Black, Gohan could do the nullification, sure, but, like, are we pretending that Gohan just goes in there against Omega and he's good? Like, no, he gets destroyed, bruh. Times Fusion also fight because of the AoE. Yeah, but I mean, the amount of times Piccolo Jr. has like single-handedly carried me through the Fusion Zamasu fight. Again, with his active, with the giant form, stuff like that. I think he is more on the 7 or 8. No, that's just not true. All right, moving on. Oh, okay. Full dodge is the best. Well, I mean, you know, maybe this guy ain't so bad. Maybe he knows what he's talking about. I've seen the STR Gohan and Piccolo build, Mr. DT. Yeah, full dodge for Gohan and Piccolo. Oh, of course. So what's not taking damage is better than taking damage, period. Yep, I agree. Yep. Units like 23 Ultimate Goku really benefit from this as they struggle to take supers early, still take considerable damage from M Falsos. Yeah. Dodge can be run saver. Yeah, this is correct, obviously. I mean, anyone who actually, like, I don't know, I doesn't have an agenda to push, I feel like can fall on this conclusion. One thing in particular about 23rd World Tournament Goku, I feel like it's more so that people kind of use this as a safe measure to argue against dodge rather than have it actually be, like, definitive, correct? Is they'll say, well, why would I put dodge on Goku when he has to build up by getting hit? Which is mostly true. But let's look a little bit deeper, right? Goku here has 2 different buildups. Get hit. This is literally get hit. Literally get hit. And he builds up these stats. And then there's also guard. So if Goku is guarding, which he always does his first turn, even if like a dodge build would proc, he's technically still guarding, which means this defense right here builds up when he dodges. As long as the character is guarding, if they dodge when this would proc from a dodge, this 20% defense right here. But this does not, like this is again where people become obsessed with like, I don't know, the idea of something more than what actually happens. You will win more fights dodging normals here and there, but then also dodging the big boss super attacks than you would win from eating all of these hits to get an extra, 20% attack and defense from 2 normals you might have dodged. Like, it's just so obvious in front of people's faces, but, like, they don't, like, a lot of people with dodge, like, they just, no matter what, never are just never going to hear it, right? Like, so, whatever. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this guy's best build is dodge. Obviously. It is so obvious. It really is. Because you could go, well, I want him to have a lot of additionals. Well, the funny thing about it is that this boy already's got a lot of additionals in there, which means he doesn't need to be pounded up as much as an additionals, because, you know, you still have a much easier chance of proccing it since it can proc in each attack you do. You go, well, I want him to crit. And for sure, if he crits, he'll do more damage. But the bastard is already super effective against all types, right? Like, I think raw defense can help this guy a bit, although full dodge is definitely the way to go. Damage dealing units are overrated. For the most part, I agree with this. For the most part. But, again, I try and make it clear, like, you know, there are units who could kind of step outside that. I think STR Blue Cow King Goku's a good example. Piccolo Jr. This character, obviously. Surplus of damage on almost every team in the game. This is mostly true. Mostly. I have certainly experienced when using, like, the Android team, it just feels very slow. When units come out that only deal damage, people gawk and overrate them. That's correct. Teams nowadays don't really need new ways to kill bosses. Oh, what does he say? I mean, okay. I mean, I get what I get what he's trying to say. They just need to increase their chances of surviving damage to boss. I mean, I mostly agree with this. Yeah, that's correct. People go too crazy over damage, right? Like, but this is not new. It's like, I'll see people will go, oh my god, LR Super Boo, I had no idea your game was like this, and it'll be a screenshot of him doing a 16 million attack set. It's like, okay, but that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, if you're not able to receive some of these attacks these big bosses are going to do, you're just going to fraud out and sell out. Like, a lot of times people do get deceived by just big damage, for sure. Top 5 teams in the game. Superheroes, Earthbred Fighter, okay. Future Saga, Movie Hero, Future Saga. I don't want to step too in depth into this, because I would want to think about this. Is not something I think about too often, but Super Saiyans certainly feels like it should be in there. Superheroes, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I get it about, like, Orange Piccolo, like, being able to block all, like, enemy supers and stuff like that, but I'm not landing on just, like, superheroes definitive best team in the game or something like that. Yeah, see, here's where we're going to start to get into more nonsense. Okay. So, this is something I've seen pop up here and there, and I think it's just foolishness. Let's see what he says about it. Defense is very mediocre throughout the game. Oh, throughout the game for the first turn. That's just wrong. Like, that's not true. Their defense is mediocre from Fusion Zamasu's AoE, not first turn. This character is very solid first turn defensively, when they could very easily have 30% or 40% damage reduction instantly with a lot of defense. I mean, let's not forget that this character is constantly... This is right here. So, not only about... Oh, God damn it, where is it? Right here. Right, so they're building up that damage reduction. And then they're getting defense here and defense here. That very fast will catch up, and they will be strong defensively turn 1. And then, obviously, once you're able to get this to 50%, their defense is supremely good. I just, like, I don't get it. Let's keep going. Getting them turn 1 is usually a death sentence in the Fusion Zamasu red zone. STR, Gohan, and Piccolo clear them. But Gohan and Piccolo are no different there. It's not some giant difference between Gohan and Piccolo. I would say within the opening turns of Fusion Zamasu, their performance is actually the same, except the Goku and Vegeta obviously way out damage them, and they way out defend them as well after the initial AoE. This is one of these things where people get too caught up in the idea of one Fusion Zamasu AoE. And, like, this video, I think, is going to deal with a lot of these, like, things like these like the Fusion Zamasu AoE brain rot that's infested the community, the Orange Piccolo giant transformation protection that infests the community. Like, these types of things come up. Saying they clear this character, hell no. They struggle to get Ki on turn 1. That's not an issue I almost ever see. I mean, there's no way this guy is going to talk to me about struggling to get Ki when this is, like, the biggest ultimate Gohan defender besides Alan. There's no way. Like, I'm not going to listen to talk about this character struggling for ki, but we're going to suck Gohan's dick every day? Like, no, bro, we're not doing that. Like, please, please. 4 orbs, turn 1 with this character, and that 22 ki, right? Like, it's absurd. Gohan oftentimes needs 10 orbs to get to 24 ki. Do not care for their support. Typically their support is not a huge factor, because a lot of times I feel like when I'm swapping into their revive, it's instant death into the revive, more so than like taking advantage of the support. I would say in a lot of my experiences over the last several months, it's been difficult for me to take full advantage of the support. Most of the times they come out, they die, but it's the reset. And this is why okay. Well, actually, the point I was about to get to, we could read this Gohan and Piccolo thing first. Without a crit, the Spirit Bomb damage is usually underwhelming. But yet we're going to suck off Beast Gohan? Like, I don't get it, man. Again, it's just bias. Like, this guy is, like, biased and is for Gohan. So, like, it's putting down this character. But it's ridiculous. This character, these revives are so strong. And that's why we could have this discussion about Gohan and Piccolo. So, they serve a large purpose on Earth by fighters, except for that Goku and Vegeta do a better job than they do on that team. Top tier team that requires you to revive. Again, except for the 8th anniversary LR does a better job of it. Condition of 70% is amazing. Yeah, that's true. It is very easy to get into it. I think that these guys, they are pretty bad. Like, this base form that they have is pretty bad besides the revive. But it's pretty easy to just, they die, you skip this shitty form, you get the revive, which is huge for these really tough fights start right away. And then, you know, once you exchange into the Kid Gohan by himself is very good. They take less damage than I think it's the GT duo from Fusion Sauce AoE turn 1. Yeah, 1 singular hit. If you get them turn 2 or 3, you actually insta-win a lot of fights. I don't know about insta-win, but it certainly is very nice. But again, it's the same thing with this GT unit. This unit, which is very overrated, a lot of the points he's arguing for why this character is good, he's downplaying for this one. Seems odd. Guaranteed dodge turn is more valuable than anything GT Duo can do in a lot of fights. I mean, I might lean towards that. I mean, guess what is really good? 100% chance to dodge. I mean, yeah. Whoa, my God, what a shock right there. But you still have to get there. Right? I mean, there's a huge difference between this character and this character. This right here, this base form, is very good. This is unrunnable in most of these tough fights. That's the difference between them. Int Trio-Mite Goku isn't the worst release of 2023. I mean, I feel like we gotta say Omega. Dude, it's gotta be Omega, man. He can at least perform on type advantage fight. I mean, yeah, with perfect luck, because he does need to be above, what is it, 21 ki in order to have all those stats. EGL Kale is the worst release? No, I don't think so. Because even EGL Kale, I mean, okay, Kale is bad. What now? Nothing changes. Omega, though, like, Omega's a significant loss. Like, that's not... like, that's just bad. I really, like, as time goes on, it's just so clear Omega was the worst release this year. And I don't even see how you could even argue against it. Like, maybe this... I mean, Omega, like, his performance, if you just look at him, his solo performance in, like, a fight, like, he could be good, but... I mean, you got to run GT bosses. It's just comedy, right? Like, this guy could get carried, but, like, this guy, he could be the Raditz character. It doesn't matter. It's a Saiyan. Like, this doesn't change the landscape of the game. Omega being bad, like, hurts. Like what they did with Omega hurts badly. 9th anniversary? Beast Gohan... Okay, but I mean, sure, well, whatever. It could be... Fusions, Beast, UI... I mean, I'll probably take any of it. That's not a big deal. Tech Orange Piccolo is the best / worst thing that happened in Dokkan. I could agree with probably both of these. Let's see. Like this unit has. I mean, yeah, I would agree. I mean, STR Gogeta was better day 1, but it was a very small, dominant reign. Not have a 100% chance to win. I mean, Orange Piccolo doesn't have a 100% chance to win either. He can win every fight, but it's not 100%. Still has the highest win percentage throughout the game. That is probably correct. Yes, I would think so. But you can't have the highest win percentage if you're guaranteed win. I mean, those two conflict right there. I mean, I would agree with highest win percentage on Orange Piccolo. Yeah, probably. But guaranteed chance to win? I mean, no. Pretty sure it's the reason we've had so many int fights. Well, no. I mean, no, I don't think so. Because Piccolo is guarding for the first couple of turns, and like the two Zamasu fights are int right away. By the time Piccolo runs out of his guard, it's not a factor. You're out of the int phase anyway. I do not think Orange Piccolo is the reason we've had so many int fights. No, to be honest, you know what it is? I think they're kind of... Amatsu, I mean, he just... Okay, so let me set the scene, right? They're designing some stuff, whatever. They say, come here, Mr. Amatsu, sir. Step into your office. He goes, okay, let's go. He goes in, puts a blindfold on, pulls out some darts, throws it at the board. Boom, boom, boom. All right, boss is going to be int, and then the boss is going to be tech. There you go, boom. All right, bam, bam, bam. All right, Fusion's boss is going to be int, and then he's going to physical. It's probably not deeper than that. Probably. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying. Omega's actually easy nowadays. I mean, you could use an argument that Fusion Zamasu is easy as well, right? Like, very easily. Combined with, like, the revived characters, like, go on a Piccolo, GT, Goku, and Vegeta, for sure. Teams upon teams that can consistently beat Omega because of how long the fight is. Yeah, but there's teams upon teams that can consistently beat all the events, right? Like, you could beat the events consistently, you could lose consistently. Like, all these things can be true at the same time. All these units we consider mid. Well, I mean, 21 dominates Omega. Turles is scary against SCR Omega. I don't care what anyone says. Easy attack Trunks. He can perform... I mean, he can certainly take a lot of damage from SCR Omega as well. But yeah, Tech Trunks. Int Goku Black, the TUR, routinely thought by many as one of the worst characters, right? Can do good against Omega, sure. But that's the thing. These characters have different designs for different types of fights, right? Like, Int Goku Black, regardless of if he's good or bad, is not designed for the Dismal Future Red Zone. Same thing with Easy Tech Trunks. Regardless of if he's good or bad, he's clearly not designed for those fights. And that's the thing. Age 21 is clearly not designed for the Fusion Zamasu fight. It's so... You read her kit. 2 seconds in. Gets dodge when attacking. They intentionally do that, right? They can perform on Omega. Just so many options. T-building for Omega. Make him a joke of a fight sometimes. Sure, but you could still just die, right? Like, it's... I don't know. Like, Hirudegarn dominates Omega. And, I mean, what happened to me? I go in there and Omega just one-shots. Like, okay, bye. We're just dead instantly, right? Like, so... Superhero difference isn't rated properly. Units are on superhero immediately have an advantage. No, bullshit. I hate this argument. No, thank God we got into this. No, just because Orange Piccolo can go giant, I'm not all of a sudden saying, well, you know what? God damn, dog. I sort of hope Trunks, I mean, he's just like top 3. Like, that damage is too good, and he's invincible at all times because Orange Piccolo. No, it's bullshit. Horse shit. You're also not running Trunks and these characters, like, only exclusively on the superhero team. I think it's ridiculous. I hate that. Like, it's just an excuse to build up characters you want to build up, right? Ultimate Gohan, or Sword of Hope Trunks, or, I don't know, some other superhero character, something like that. Not being able to get supered is very valuable, should be considered in ranking units. Well, not being able to super is very valuable, and I do consider it in ranking units, when ranking Orange Piccolo, yeah. If we're going to rank units off of teams... okay, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Hirudegarn hardly having leads, but here's my top 10 TR list, dude. Like, there's Hirudegarn right there, man. So, yeah. There's that. They're top 3. I can't agree, but their defensive ability in slot 1 is so good. Value superheroes. Yeah, value superhero heavily. Yeah, we see. Getting their 70% HP condition on superhero is extremely consistent. Even though the team is invincible and has guaranteed win? Wait, why are we talking... Wait, Dallas Cowboys, what? Wait, what? What? Alright, getting the 70% superheroes is consistent. They just can't be supered post turn 3. The other thing, too, is, like, it's not like... Like, the fight does not just instantly end. Like, it's like, alright, Orange Piccolo transform on turn 3, Orange Piccolo transform on turn 4, the fight is done. Like, that's not, like, how that goes. It can, but it's not always. Wait, here, let me do this. No, you don't like the argument, but I don't like the Cowboys are still in the NFL, still in the game. Talk to Amatsu. I mean, I like the character, but I don't... I mean, I don't think that they're above some of the top LRs. Like, saying they're top 3, that means we're putting them above Bulma or Future Gohan or something? Like, pff, no. You guys... Who out there is putting this character above Bulma or Future Gohan? Any of you guys agreeing? No. Alright, bruh. Alright, I hope we're getting to the end here, man. This is gonna be tough. It's tough. Okay, so before we dive into this, like, I don't really get what the obsession with this character is. I don't. I mean, if you're like the Ultimate Gohan fanboy or something like that, sure. But, I mean, we have gone through a thread where this guy has talked about how overrated damage is, but all this bastard can do is damage. I mean, okay, he's got a nullification, a beam nullification. Could be useful against first phase Fusion Zamasu. First phase Goku Black, sure. But, like, that's not all of a sudden just gonna, like, win you the fight every single time. That's also a 50-50 chance, and it's specifically if you're in front of the super attack. And then I'm going to assume that this guy is also going to be in favor of, like, a full additional build for this Gohan. I don't know, man. His impact is not high enough. He's too, what's the word I usually use? Cumbersome, too, where it's like, Ki is a major problem for Gohan. Let me pull up, let's just pull up his kit, too. Might as well. Oh, God, we're never going to escape this goddamn character. The talk about him is literally just going to exist forever. Like, in like a year, we're still going to be talking about this rat bastard, dude. Alright. So, here's the thing with Gohan. Where he can start to become pretty good, right? Is when you have these two up. It's this. So, at 20 Ki, he gets the additional 70% chance to be a super. And then he becomes super effective against all types when your Ki is maxed out. Ki is 24. Right? That's good. So, like, when can characters start to really look impressive? They're doing a lot of damage. They got big damage. Their critting are super effective. And they got multiple supers. That's where your damage can start to get really big. Gohan fulfills all that. But the problem is that Ki is a major issue for this kid. Because, do you see all the Ki all over his kit? I'll give you guys a second to read it. Show me where all the Ki is at. Are you done? You saw it? Yeah, it's you have to go do it yourself. And the good news is that Ultimate Gohan, though, he's filled with strong Ki links that can really help. Oh, no, he's not. He's just got Shocking Speed. Which, I mean, Gamma 1? I actually want to pull Shocking Speed up real quick and take a look at it. Alright, Shocking Speed. We got it up right here. Let's take a look. So, for the most part, we're looking for, like, superhero characters, too. I mean, Mastered UI certainly has it, but I don't think people who are big Ultimate Gohan fans are talking about running UI Goku there. Again, you have Gamma 1, but, like, who else? Like superhero characters, specifically. We run in Gamma 2. I'm not a big fan of Gamma 2 myself anymore. I mean, Gamma 2, like, he could be solid. He could have a solid performance. But, like, there's a difference between a character who is weak to Fusion Zamasu's turn 1 AoE, right? There's a difference between a character who potentially could be weak to Omega's, turn 8 AoE. Good example of this, actually, is right here. This Vegito can be weak to Int Omega's AoEs at the end of the fight. 21 could be weak to Fusion Zamasu's AoEs at the start of the fight. But this guy dominates Fusion Zamasu's AoE at the start of the fight, and she dominates Int Omega's AoEs at the end of the fight, right? So, they can handle one or the other. But Gamma 2 or, like, Int 1718 is a character that cannot handle either. They can't go into either fight. Both are too much for them with the way that they're kind of designed, right? Actually, speaking of, they're another character that does have it, aren't they? Yeah, they are, but... I don't know about running them. I don't know about all that. So, the whole point that we're setting here is, besides Gamma 2, I guess we could say 17. But 17 can be very iffy if he doesn't have his Android links up. And obviously, if his HP condition is not up. 17 looks significantly better on Android teams, where he's got all these, like, Android Assault and these types of Android links up. But the point is that Gohan is going to typically be struggling for Ki. That is a major goddamn flaw for this piece of shit character that we still have to talk about a year after. Man, his issues with Ki, combined with the problems and flaws he has with getting these additionals, combined with the fact that he has to do supers to build up, means in many fights his performance is not that impactful. We're talking about him being a top 5 LR. You saying Gohan is competing with this character? No, dude. You're saying he's competing with future Gohan or Bulma? It's ridiculous. Ultimate Gohan, I probably have him somewhere around 15. Like, if I would expand this out, I mean, I could see Gohan being maybe like 15-ish, like 15 to 20 range, something like that. Off the top, I'd need to sit down and get all the LRs out right here to like kind of like keep going past 10. But, I mean, I would put Vegeta and Trunks above Gohan. I'd put EGL Carnival Goku in front of Gohan. I've got a lot of characters I put in front of Gohan. The thing is, I can't even say that this guy's overrated because it's just like some sickos are obsessed with him, man. Alan, you're sick, man. All right, enough with the Gohan. All right, so let's jump in. He's a great tank for the first 3 turns. He can be okay tanking his first 3 turns. Or he could be good, or he could suck ass, right? I mean, I simply just, let's run a video, right? Oh, it's this one. I literally is just like, all right, we're going to go in. We're going to use him. And he completely sold his ass, man. Because, okay, so let's set the scene. His first turn right here, look at this situation. It's an instant revive because of Gohan and Piccolo. So then all of a sudden, we're here. We're on turn 4. Gohan has not attacked. And then, I mean, I thought he's a great tank for the first 3 turns. Now, when he says first 3 turns, by the way, he's talking about Gohan's, basically when Gohan has his guard up, right? So Gohan in this rotation, I mean, he has his guard up. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. Now you could say, oh, this is a most replayed. I wonder why. Oh, this is a very specific moment. Yeah, not really. Because it's pretty common for me where Gohan will super and then do normals, right? Super, normal, normal is a typical common occurrence. Bam, bam, okay. Now, remember, he's great defensively first 3 turns. Oh, I guess not. And this is death right here, but again, I know how to build my characters, so we live with full dodge build. And then there's 140 from a normal. So, I mean, that is on the table. Now, you could say that many characters, that could happen, a moment like that. But how often is it happening to Bulma or future Gohan? Right? You guys gonna throw up clip upon craziness of that happening? If you're running them in slot 1, maybe they could take a little damage, but at least they could hang in there in slot 1. Do you guys think this Gohan is going to be handling slot 1 well against this boss? The answer is no. The answer is no. Like, I don't know what causes some people to lose their marbles when talking about this Gohan, but like to even pretend he's top 5 level is actually insane to me. Like, it's crazy. It's looking to serve an agenda or trying to argue something obviously wrong to try and do it, right? Like, isn't that like, that was like a set the programmer tactic, man. Like, let's just argue this thing that, like, I don't even believe, but I'm going to argue it because I think I could beat you in the argument. Like, I almost feel like that's what some of these Ultimate Gohan guys are doing, man. I'm going to argue something that's obviously wrong just for the sport of arguing it. That's got to be it. Like, I just nailed these guys down. Alan and this guy, like, I got it right there. There it is. You guys are done. It's over. It's over. I don't want to hear this Gohan shit ever again. Ever again. Yeah, he does amazing damage. Oh, really, buddy? The damage that you said doesn't matter so often? Like, come on. Very easy to get his key next to Orange Piccolo. No, it's not. Because of 2 key support. 2 key support? It's very easy to get this kid's key when he needs 20? Like, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Tech androids are a top 10 TUR. I mean, I think you could argue it. Like, I'm actually not, like, super opposed to that. Like, you could argue it. Sure. Physical Super Saiyan 3 Rose is better than AGL Vegeta. No. No, dude. That's, no. How could you think that? Let's pop it open. The damn arrow. Elon Musk, you've ruined my site, bruh. Okay. Much stronger teams continues to get buffs because of transformation boost. Rudigarden being an example. Yeah, are we going to talk about this? Tank's great post-supers condition of 3 crossover allies is easy to fulfill. I mean, it can be. But, like, if we're running Hirudegarn, what's the one thing Hirudegarn needs? Big bad bosses. I mean, I'm not a super fan of, like, hearts. Like, we're running hearts, dude. Yeah, Hearts, man. Hearts, I mean, Hearts could do okay, provided no attacks are ever aimed at him. I'm in favor of this guy, but I mean, how could you argue what he does against Vegito? I'm lost. Like, is this worse? Oh, look at, is this worse than anything like Vector's ever said? It's gotta be, right? It's dangerous to just look around. I feel like knowing this Dokkan community, some of y'all might have said some vile shit in these quotes, man. Should I look? I better not. I also don't want to be too rude to Polarity. I hope I haven't been. I don't think so. I don't think so. I hope I haven't been too rude, but this is crazy. Vegito comes out turn 1 with 1,000,000% damage reduction, tanking every boss, while actually triple critting at like 14 million attacks at, 14 million attacks at, 15 million attacks at. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, Rose's better. No, he's not, man. He's not even close. This is not, like, you, dude, it's not even close. Come on, man. I think that this guy Polarity, he's just trolling, man. I think he's confident in his debate skills, and some of these, like, he's just looking to say obviously wrong shit so he could have the sport of debating it. That's got to be it, right? In Future Gohan sucks. He takes way too much damage from the first hit usually. I mean, we can say this about many characters. This guy's going to be going crazy about superhero characters. Are we going to say that's not true for Gamma 1? Right? Like, Orange Piccolo, sure. Maybe not him. But, like, you know, like, dude, a lot of characters take too much damage for the first hit. It's not exclusive to In Future Gohan. These teams all do better without him on the team. I mean, Earthbound Fighter, sure, because it's, you know, the nastiest team you've got. But, like, Super Saiyans? Like, no, I think I love running him on Super Saiyans, actually, thanks. Future? I think I like having him when this guy's around, too. I think I actually kind of like that, you know? No, I don't think I agree. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Fusion always can destroy him. Or he could double-digit tank all of them. He also does that. This guy, I think, is a little bit too much of a prisoner of the Fusion Zamasu fight. I think so. I don't know. Okay. Bro, this start is just going and going and going. We're 40 minutes in. I might speed up a little bit. I've already cracked the code with this guy, so... Best CZ2R is 17. I mean, he's good, but without the Android links, he could take a lot of damage. This guy could easily get flattened by any singular boss on the game. Easily. At the same time, he can be solid, though. Like, I think you could respect it, but... Best EZ2... Let me take a look at my EZ2R list. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. So he's saying he's the best, huh? So here's what I have for my last CZ2R list. Yeah, look who was at 1. Yeah. Way better than 17, by the way. I mean, I think you could talk me into 17 up to 4. I could get him up to 4. EJL Zamasu? Maybe. I mean, EJL Zamasu can get cooked turn 1. But, I mean, Zamasu brings a lot to the table. 17 can die very easily. Am I putting 17 above Beerus? Probably not, man. I don't know. I don't agree. 17 has 1? No way. Then here we go. Just dick sucking Orange Piccolo. Every single point has to be made about Orange Piccolo, man. Like, I don't even want to... I'm just moving on. Physical God Goku is the best TUR. I mean... They did just drop these 2, man. Literally does it all. Dodges, guards, additional stacks, crits, active skill for big damage. That's all true. It's all correct, yeah. That is all true. He's on a lot of teams. Great addition to every one of them when you add him to. Yes, but he does at the same time need orbs. Like, we're kind of just like glossing over that. I mean, I do think a lot of people take his orb restriction too far into where they talk about it like, oh my god, Goku's unrunnable. But, like, there's a lot of RNG there. Do you get your orbs? Okay, you got 3 orbs. He has 60% dodge. Do you dodge? Okay, you got your 6 orbs. He's guarding. But when Fusion Zamasu loads up that kill shot super, even on all these guarding damage reduction characters, will God Goku get the 60% dodge to land? Like, a lot of it is RNG, but to not even acknowledge the orb restriction is insane. Not a single fight he consistently struggles in. I agree. I do agree with that. consistently struggle, I agree. There's not one that he consistently struggles. Might get supered every now and again. Okay, but again, you say this about literally any character in the game, right? Like, yeah, like any character could die, any character gets supered, any character could struggle type disadvantage. Even Orange Piccolo could struggle type disadvantage, right? He's the safest TR to run in your teams right now. Safest. I mean, I don't know that I could agree. I mean, this Goku is pretty safe, I think. I mean, sure, in his standby, I guess he could take a lot of damage. I have not encountered any issues with it yet. I suppose it's possible. I mean, Hirudegarn, I've had really bad luck. I mean, the setups Hirudegarn is on certainly could be an issue. I mean, 23rd World Tournament Goku can be relatively safe as well, provided you got a revive character. But again, the thing is, God Goku and 23rd World Tournament Goku do go hand in hand, and that both of them are at maximum effectiveness with characters that's specifically designed to help them overcome their weaknesses. With Goku needs a revive character, God Goku really benefits from a Rainbow Orb Changer. I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily fall to he's the safest. I do feel pretty comfortable on my teams a lot, but I mean, even though I have had bad luck with Hirudegarn, I feel comfortable with Hirudegarn on my team. Feel comfortable with Dragon Fist on my team. How about Limit Breaker Vegito? How about him? Yeah, I think he's pretty safe. Just saying. Bro, okay, we're at the end. Oh, thank God. Okay, Gamma 1. Yeah, no disrespect, but like we're 46 minutes in. Gamma 1. People have said he's fallen off simply because AGL Gamma 2 has fallen off. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, I agree. That's simply not the case. Yep, correct. Links are amazing, of course, unlike Gamma 2. Gamma 1 doesn't rely on them to be a strong option. I agree. They make him far better, but he doesn't need them. I agree. Guard and damage reduction's broken combo. He happens to have that, but he also can get completely blasted right away. All right, here, I paused for 1 second. This is a video I literally recorded just a couple of hours ago, right? Here's why, like, Gamma 1, is he good? Yeah, right? So, like, we come into this rotation, you know, oh, we're going to miss a super attack. Is that the biggest deal? No, like, that doesn't matter too much. But, like, here's what happens with these characters that have to get hit to build up. It's like, okay, the fight starts. I mean, he's pretty much got to go saw one. Wabam, thank you, ma'am. 400k damage instantaneously. Like, listen, I like Gamma 1. Like a lot of people do. Hang on. I like Gamma 1, but he is a ridiculously strong defensive character when he was at his peak, who his tanking has fallen down a bit, right? I mean, what I showed could happen to most characters, but again, we can't pretend that that doesn't happen either. Like, at Gamma 1, his strength is his defensive ability. And when, you know, his defensive ability, all of a sudden is now you're losing 75% of your HP from one super, he's not quite as good as he was. Again, I like Gamma 1. I think he's still a reasonable character. Right? Here's my top 10 list I put up just today. And there's Gamma 1 right there. He's still good. But, you know, last year at this time, we had him at 1. Right? He was so, yeah, he was 1. Yeah. Because of how crazy he was. Right? Like, bosses couldn't hurt him. But, I mean, now bosses can hurt him. Guard and damage reduction's broken combo. Yeah, but we saw the guard and damage reduction combo, right? It gets blown away. Damage reduction allows him to tank supers along with his nullification. I mean, Gamma 1 is good, but, I mean, a lot of it is just Orange Piccolo brain rot throughout the start. Hope you enjoyed the discussion. I actually did have fun recording this, yes. A lot of fun battles and ideas with others here in their opinions, keep in mind. Journey for the Truth follow back. We will see. We will see. Vector did eventually win my follow back. Alan is I love him. He's so funny. Although, well, again, let's drop the Ultimate Gohan stuff, fellas. I think we can mature and all agree that Ultimate Gohan is not no goddamn top 5 character, man. Like, let's snap to reality, please. Thank you for Polarity for the thread. We had a lot of fun. Guys, don't be rude. I hope I wasn't too rude. I hope not. I might have been. Maybe sometimes I go off that rails, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go crazy on me, man. I don't know. I love you guys. I love everyone. Thank you, Polarity. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye. Goodbye.